There's a good chance that you've never even seen this before because it has gotta be one of the least used features of The Sims 4. But for some reason, the game can do auto windows in build mode. To access it, you can just click into the Windows tab and then press this by room option. And then when you select a window, it'll automatically place that window around the room. But as you can see, it places them absolutely terribly. I think it just like automatically spaces them out, but for some reason they place at really weird heights. It really just does not look good. I think no matter how you try and do it, it never looks right. I don't know why they even bothered to make this. The older Sims games all had auto roof features that would automatically roof the build for you. The Sims 4 doesn't have the auto roof, and yet they gave us auto windows. Who asked for this? This is a genuine question. Have any of you ever actually used this successfully? Like, is this something that has come in handy for you, or is it just like a thing that sits there? Because never have I ever used this before, and that is why we're gonna try and attempt to build a house today using only the auto window feature. I think we're gonna have to like game the system a little bit, because to do this, you're gonna sort of, oh my god, you're gonna sort of want to make the rooms the right shape so the windows don't place so ugly. Why? Do you see how low that is? Why would anybody want that? And I don't really know what sort of style I'm going for either, because I'm kind of just basing it off of what works the best with the windows. Okay, I'm stalling at this point. I gotta just get on with it. What if we had a sort of shape like this? Them placing by room is actually very useful because we can draw walls and sort of like shrink the rooms if we need to. Oh, I would love to have windows. Wait, why don't you place on the other side too? Okay, hold on. I want a window on like both sides of this. There we go. Okay, something like that. And then I can just delete this wall. I do not like at all want the window to be like that. So maybe I draw a room in the middle. Okay, then I can place that one there. I want to have two on this wall. Why do you do this to me? Why is it only placing one window there in the middle of this wall? Doesn't that make no sense? If it was wider, would it place two? I do not like that. Like, so I hate how that looks. Maybe it should just be smaller. I wasn't really going for this like symmetry thing though. Maybe I'll raise it up a little bit. I don't think we should put a second floor. I think second floor on a house like this is like recipe for disaster. Because how are you gonna get the first and second floors to match? No. This needs to be wider. I think that's the only way. It looks weird if it's not. Okay, that has to go away too. All right, I have an idea. I am going to try to get a little dormer on this. I'm very curious to see if the auto windows will place on that. No, they don't place up there. Why? Look, it's placing the other way. It placed it like in the, it's because it puts it so low. What is wrong with you, game? In what world would you think I would want that? Okay, I have another idea. Maybe we could do it like this, and I can auto window on this thing. This auto window placement. What on earth? Why? No. Draw a room, hold on. Why? Do you see how it places them? Why would anybody want it like that? All right, remove these walls again. Can you auto window place them on top of this? No. It's making me so angry that this is like as low as it is and I can't put a window up there. Must be applied to a room. Okay, wait, maybe if I put a room, hold on. I have to probably get rid of the walls up there after this, but maybe we can fit something small. Not enough room to place windows. I think it's because it tries to place it really low. Yeah, see, it tries to place it like way down there. Can I not get rid of that? If the auto windows place it there, I feel like it has to stay. Okay, I'm gonna put a big chimney over here on this side. It's looking very right side heavy. Like it's a lot on this side and not as much on the left side, which is kind of throwing me off. Okay, I need to extend all of this out, and you need to go out an extra tile like this way. It's right up against the edge of the lot, so I can't really change much about this, which is very sad. I do think that we could put maybe some sort of extra roof piece over there. Well, that doesn't help with it being heavy on this side either. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Look at how that places. Why would anybody want it like that? Okay, no, not like that either. Okay, I'm gonna put those windows right there. I don't understand why they're so low. If it were my choice, I'd put them at this height, but it's not up to me, so whatever. Ooh, I just had another idea. This might not be like fully necessary. I'm just thinking, maybe if we did it kind of like this instead, we could increase the amount of house on that side. I think maybe we should extend this that way. Yeah, so it fills the entire lot, which is not so good. I actually really would still like to have the chimney, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Is there even gonna be any sort of upstairs? I think that's like the biggest it can be though. So this might have to all be like fake upstairs because that's not really anything you can make work. All right, I'm gonna build a wall in here. I'm gonna put this window on that room. Ooh, I hadn't considered if I should put the roof like that. Maybe I should. It's not gonna let me really, is it? Because I'm gonna wanna put that little tiny window. Why? See, this tiny window should fit there, but you can't place it. Oh, I spam clicked by accident and I broke those windows. That's no good. What if I had this little one? No, that doesn't place either. I don't think any of them place. Okay, I lowered the roof and now I can put the small one. Exceptionally bad. That looks like eyeballs. Why would I want that? Whatever, just use that one. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's gonna have to be. Ooh, what if it was all just bigger, just in general? That's how it places? Why am I even doing this? Like, who benefits from this? Truly, it is a tragedy. I think that like the shape of the house is slightly more okay now. And you know what? We've given ourselves a little bit more room upstairs. I don't know if I'll actually use it or not, but it's something. So if we wanted to use it, we could. Here's a fun game. Let's find out if we can place this window on this or not. Nope. Silly me. Why did I think that would work? My bad for assuming. Okay, I won't do a covered porch or anything. I'm just gonna put the door back here. You don't have to place auto doors because no such thing exists. So we can just put any doors. I really hate the front. I really hate these tiny windows. That's the only one. Never mind. Go back. No. Oh, you're kidding. I guess I should have made this bigger. So this should have been bigger too. Why would you? Why? No. Okay, I can put this one up there. That's probably like the least bad thing we've done so far. I can also put this right here and I'm gonna let it go all the way around it. I think that's kind of okay. I don't despise how this part looks either. I was able to get one window on that little wall right there, which I also kind of hate, but is fine. And then maybe we can do the floor plan and then we can pick the windows in the sides of the house based on the floor plan. Okay, so I was kind of thinking that we could do like 3 bedrooms downstairs in this little area. So potentially this one's like the primary bedroom. We've got 2 kids' rooms. They're both kind of big. And then we can have a little bathroom right here, just in the middle. So then if I start placing windows on the sides of the house, just based on the room, maybe we only have the one on the side. Oh my God, that's so ugly. But there's already windows in these other rooms, so that might be fine. Okay, then I'm thinking the kitchen could be like sort of galley style along this wall. And we can let it be a sort of open floor plan. I'm not opposed to that. Perhaps this could be like a little office space. And then I would love to get windows on this room somehow. Honestly, even if they just place those big ones, I don't really like how that looks from the outside, but it's nice for the interior because there could be like a fireplace in the middle and that's really cute for the living room. I feel like maybe it's a little bit strange how you walk into so much hallway, but now I'm thinking there could be like a little dining room back here, couch in this area. There's a second bathroom downstairs, and that actually leaves us some room upstairs. If we wanted to put another bedroom up there, we could. So does it look good? No, absolutely not. Actually, it kind of looks terrible, but I think it's kind of looking okay for what it is. I'm gonna use this flooring that I love and everybody else seems to hate, and then I'm gonna take a pause and try and fix the exterior. Let's do a really thick roof trim, and we can kind of just do like standard shingle roof texture, you know, nothing too fancy there. I hate to admit this, but I actually think that if we made this into a blue Suburban, it might help. Not to do like a classic Simsie blue Suburban again, but do you kind of see what I mean? Like the blue, it distracts from the horrors in a way. I'm just putting some columns around all of the corners. Little chimney is always a nice touch. It adds some height over there. We can probably do the windows in the swatch that has the black shutters, because that gives us some more color, or well, not really color. It gives us some more contrast, I guess is a better word. There, see that? It helps. We have to figure out something to do for the landscaping because we're gonna really need to hide this. Something I always say is that if it's looking ugly, hide it with some trees. And today will be no exception. I'm also gonna put some flower boxes, and I'm thinking I'll put the flower boxes kind of low underneath the windows because it makes the window look like it's longer. And maybe I'll just do them on the top floor, but like all the windows on the top floor could have them. Oh, I think these yellow flowers are looking pretty cute. And then maybe they could have like some kind of tree literally right in front of the house. Like, let's just block this whole window that we hate so much. And there could be a bigger one over here. We can do these lovely pine trees. I kind of think that I want like a littler one just in there. No, I hate the middle. The middle is just like so bad. What if there was a fountain? That's fancy. That's kind of like rich, that fountain. All right, let's talk about the back. So I just fenced the whole thing in, basically. I'm gonna get some bushes back there. We could probably get a pretty big pool. I like the thought of a big pool because I feel like that also distracts from the weirdness of it all. And you know what's so bad? This has gotta be like how they do these windows in real life. I'm being serious. The window placement on the back and sides of houses sometimes in real life is just unbelievable. They really just do anything with these houses, and sometimes they do not try to make the outside look good. That's what I feel like is happening right now. That's what I feel like auto windows in The Sims 4 is. Okay, I'm putting this little one over here, kind of close to the house. I got some outdoor lights back there. We can do a couple of big lounge chairs. Maybe we put a grill. That kind of fits over here in this little space. I also need a trash can. I'll put it next to these little flowers. Oops, that's clipping. Never mind. Let me rescoot those a little bit more. We could probably add in some monkey bars too. I always like these in my builds. I think they're kind of fun to use. Got a pool ladder and some pool lights. I think I'm gonna use this really horrible tile, but in like a dark blue. Yeah, that looks so pretty. Okay, and then maybe last, we could just get like some sort of patio furniture. I kind of like the color of this one. That can stick to being blue too. And we could always get a couple little planter boxes over here and maybe a telescope. Boom. Plenty of clutter, very functional, adorable backyard. How about the front porch? How are we gonna do that? I think I'll probably put my own little plants right there. You can also do a little welcome mat. All right, I think that is the entire exterior done. That's the whole exterior minus the terrain paint, I should say, but I always do that last for a reason. Let's try and do the inside. Even if the outside is like maybe not the best, I don't think the inside is horrible. Ooh, we should do like full on blue suburban in the kitchen. That's fun. I like that. You know, so far I've only used base game stuff, and I didn't really set out to make a base game build at first. I was just building, but it's not bad that it's only base game. It's really not that difficult to make really nice stuff with the base game. They've added a lot of nice updates recently. Like this new kitchen set alone is a complete game changer. It's one of the best kitchen sets in the game, and it's base game. And like the new wallpapers, all these new tiles go a long way. Let's put a TV up there. So this is kind of what I'm thinking for the kitchen and living room. I obviously haven't fully finished decorating it yet. I'm just kind of starting to put some stuff together. But the scale of it honestly came together like really nicely without even really having to try. I like that it's kind of a tight fit in there in like a quaint and cozy sort of way. Ooh, I never use these chairs. Should I do them? I've always kind of hated those chairs. Hey, listen, we kind of hate the whole house right now, so why not hate the chairs too? Okay, I'm gonna put a little coat rack. I'm scared about that being too tight of a squeeze, but I think it'll be fine. I might just get a little clock on this wall. Does that really not slot up there? I'm very surprised by that. I just want to put a little plant on the shelf. I'll put a mirror here next to the entryway. And then could we get like some kind of tall plant or something on this? Or like flowers? Flowers in a bookshelf and a picture? All right, there's like the little front doorway. I hate that window. I really do not like it. I think that's probably too many chairs, so I'll just use those few. But we could probably get a high chair in the corner. And like that way, if we have a baby, they can have a place to sit. I'll probably decorate one of the rooms for a toddler or something then. I like this because it has a little bit more color to it, so I'll probably use that there. Gosh, we need new plants in this game so bad. If we just had a few more plants in the base game, it would help so much, but I think this is the best we can do for the living space. I'm actually gonna swap this out for an arch, and we'll kind of like open it up a little bit going into the office. Okay, I'm putting a corkboard on the wall. We have a bookshelf, we have a desk and a computer, and then I think we should just put a chess table. I would love if it was a little bit more centered with the window or something, but like this is The Sims 4 and we're playing with auto windows, so that's not really up to us. We don't really get to choose that. Okay, let's throw together a small bathroom. I'm kind of thinking that I'll put this little counter instead of a pedestal sink or anything. We can make sure we get clutter in there too. Like maybe a little yellow bathrobe, hand towel could be nice. And there's this little picture. I like how that brings in some of the yellow too. And then in this other bathroom, I think that this one needs to have a tub because we've been talking a lot about wanting to have a toddler. So we should make sure we decorate this one to have a toddler. We can always get a little toddler potty right in the corner. And maybe like some of this could be a cute clutter item on there. That's nice. They're both blue, but like different shades of blue. Well, let's start with the toddler room then. I think I'm gonna do it in this color because this is like my favorite wallpaper. Not even just like favorite base game wallpaper, but like favorite wallpaper. I love this one. We can put our little toys on top of that rug. I was thinking we could have like the orange color scheme of the cheap kids stuff. We can do some cutesy posters. Toddler toddlers also need toys like this. So maybe I'll put those and then the toy box. Sometimes I like to put toys on the floor outside of the toy box, like someone was just playing with them. It does mean that the Sims will try and pick them up, which is always kind of annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not a huge deal. Maybe this one can be the primary bedroom because the doorway is on the other side, and then this could be like another kid's room. Let's use a wallpaper that I never use. Let's try like, oh boy. Let's try this one. We can do these blue curtains because it's kind of like an accent color. It brings in that color from the walls. And then what if we did these two beds? Similar vibes to the wallpaper. Ugh. I don't know about this. We get another rug that has more dots on it for the floor. Oh, I can use the green mirror. That could be an idea. I'll use this green thing too, because I want to bring in the green from the polka dots. I so wish that the base game had another one of these little guys that had different wood color or something, because I want to use that so bad, but it just doesn't really match the room. I kind of wish there was just like a plain white one, and I don't really think that should be too much to ask. It's kind of weird that we don't have one. You know, I'd actually kind of like to have a window on this wall, but I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm not getting involved. No more windows for us. We're not touching that anymore. The windows we have are what we've got. Okay, here's what I'm thinking for the layout of this primary bedroom. They actually have a lot of extra space, and I really wish that I had something on this wall. Again, I'm kind of like, wow, it'd be nice if we could have some windows. But I don't want to risk putting a window there. I just don't want to mess with it again. I don't trust this game. They have scared me away from wanting to use windows. Okay, maybe that could just go in the corner like that. We could always do a couple little shelves and I can put some clutter on them. I've been thinking about trying to put some shelves like this next to my bed in real life. We have kind of like an awkward sized wall, sort of like this. It's kind of like this room. Like we have a gallery wall above the bed, and then I kind of want to put a couple little floating shelves on this wall. I've been thinking that since I moved into this house literally years ago. I think that's a universal experience though, right? You're always like, we'll get to it eventually. And then you've been living here for 3 years and you still haven't gotten to it. Okay, interesting. It's kind of boring, but oh well, that's the primary bedroom. I was thinking about maybe putting, and this is a really weird room and it's also so annoying to build in, so I might just scoot the roof out of the way for a second. I could also try to like build the roof out around it, but I'm scared if I do that, I'm gonna mess with the windows, and I don't know. I also don't know if I could get it to the exact right height, so I don't want to touch it. I think in this upstairs hallway, it's not gonna look the cutest, but functionally, I think it would probably be nice to have some gym equipment. I find myself needing gym equipment in The Sims 4 so often, and I don't put it in my builds that much, so I really should be using it more than I am, because so many of my Sims end up needing the fitness skill. I think I just kind of find it hard to find a place for it in the game. That happens in real life too. Like where does one put a treadmill in their real life house? Most people don't have a dedicated gym room. It's just not practical. Let's pick a bed that I never use next. Oh, we could do one of the new beds. I've been using this one a lot recently, but we could do this one. This is like the rainbow swatch, which is probably easy to match with other things. Okay, like I said, I'm kind of going for Teen's room up here. I'm not sure if that plan is really landing, but that's what I was hoping for. Teen room is difficult when it's this big and also like sort of this awkward of a shape. Oh, let's do the rainbow curtains. I think this room is just very big and sort of an awkward shape, which makes it a little difficult to do. Maybe the Sim can have an easel and be kind of into painting. That might be better tucked away in this little corner actually, instead of blocking the front entrance to the room. Okay, I've kind of tried to put a bunch of purple, like pink and purple colors around. We can maybe do some mess by the hamper. We can put things like a little backpack that's cute clutter, and we could probably just get a couple more posters. This might sound weird, but honestly, like even if they're hung up kind of weird, I think that's the vibe. I think that's what this Sim would have wanted. Okay, and then you can't even see the room because a lot of it is covered by the roof. That's not so bad. Okay, let's do some terrain paint. And while I do this, let's reflect on the auto windows. Will I ever use auto windows again? No, not unless it's for like a very specific build challenge like what we did today. I just find them very impractical and like bad. They didn't do a good job of auto windowing the house, and so I don't really ever see myself using them again. In fact, almost every time The Sims 4 has an auto thing, I don't like it. Like, you know how they have the auto trim on the wallpapers and it doesn't put it on all the sides? I wish that I could just do it manually. The Sims 3 used to have like the wall piece that had no trim, then the right side trim, then the left side trim as 3 separate wallpapers, and then you could custom place it. I wish The Sims 4 had that. 9 times out of 10, I want to custom place something. It doesn't take that much longer, and it always looks better when I do it. If they were gonna have auto anything, I think they should have given us an auto roofing tool, and I think that there probably is still a market for them to make an auto roofing tool. I wouldn't use that really because I kind of like doing roofs, and most of the time, like, I don't really struggle with it, but a lot of players have a hard time with the roof. So if they made an auto roof feature for The Sims 4, I think a lot of people would really like that. Auto windows is just the most bizarre random thing for them to have made. I don't understand it. But again, like I said earlier, do any of you use the auto window tool? Can you let me know in the comments down below? Have you heard of the auto window tool? And have I inspired you to try it? I kind of hope I haven't, but hey, give it a shot. At least test it out and see what you think because it's kind of funny looking. But with that being said, I'm gonna upload this to the gallery. It's 96,000 simoleons, which is shocking and horrible, but at least, wait, what? Oh no, I thought it was base game. I used a wallpaper and a column from not base game. I'm so stupid. I could have been using packs this whole time. Obviously, it's the get together column and the growing together wallpaper. What am I thinking? The auto windows have got me like, I'm losing my mind. I'm doing a bad job. I gotta get out of here. Let's end the video right here. Wow. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm gonna see you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye, everybody. I can't believe I went this whole build talking about it being only base game. You were probably yelling at the screen when I was saying that earlier. I am embarrassed.